Hi, it's Jenny B. I know I might look a little rough, but it's okay. I have not been on here in a very long time. So, let me update you. I went and I had a test and for cancer, and it shows that two of the markers seem to be okay, but there's one marker that has to be checked in 6 months. I'm not really worried about it. It's okay. Now, I have been dealing with PTSD, anxiety, and depression very bad with what happened to me when I was a young child. It's horrible. I have felt like, why am I even here? Why do I even exist? Why am I living? I have 3 reasons why. My 3 sons. So, I would have to say that I love my kids so much that I would never, ever think about taking my life. Even though I thought about it, I haven't done it. And it's really hard to go day to day and have to see and feel all the anxiety, all the depression, everything that I feel. What happened to me between the age of 8 and 13 should never, ever happen to a child in their life. About it, but I choose to do so. Yes, it's hard, but I do it. I don't blame my mother. I blame the person who abused me. I blame the person. I'm not afraid to say his name. His name is Fred Quigley. Instead of cussing, I'll say fornicate. Fornicate Fred Quigley. He's the one that did this to me. He's the one that makes me suffer every day to the point that I don't even want to live anymore. Mom, if you're watching this, Clint, Charlie, Chris, Sharon, Stacy, anybody on my family that is watching this, my Uncle John, everybody. I just want you guys to know that everything that man did to me is horrible. No child should ever go through that. Never. I have always said, you know what? I wish I wasn't here anymore. I wish that I wouldn't have to go through this. But you know what? I'm 53 years old. I've never, ever tried to take my life, ever. I've never planned, never tried to contemplate how to take my life because I love myself so much. I love my family so much. I love everyone so much that I would never, ever think about killing myself or committing suicide, whatever you want to call it. There's no copyright infringements, nothing. I'm being real right now. And I want you to know that what Fred Quigley did to me and my siblings when we were young is the worst horrible thing that a child can go through. There are so many stories I could tell you. This green freaking truck being chased down in a gravel. It was a gravel road. I remember being on MM Highway all the way down in Russer's Resort, I believe, and walking all the way from there to my grandmother's house, barefoot, trying to get away from him. I'm 53 years old. This happened to me when I was 8, between the years of 8 and 13. I remember when my grandfather passed away. I remember when Fred Quigley hit my grandfather with a piece of wood and knocked him down. I remember when I was in a mobile home trailer and I had to climb out the back window to go up to my grandmother's just so that I could be protected. I remember when Fred Quigley cut my mother's wrist. I remember sleeping with a bat under my bed to protect myself. I remember being a child. Who was worried about this person taking my life. I remember Marilyn, his daughter, and my brother, my oldest brother, were out in the front yard and he had an axe and he went to hit my brother and I went in and I screamed, Mom, he's going to kill Chris. He's going to kill him. I live with this pain every day of my life. I'm not kidding. I'm not playing games. I'm not trying to get some stupid award because there's no award for being abused your whole entire childhood. Do you know that the last memory that I can remember is when I was 7 years old? Hi, I see you. Thank you for watching. I remember when I was 7 and there was a contest and you had to find a certain object, and in that object you won something. I remember finding that object and it was a key, and it was a key to a moped, a red moped. I was 7 years old. Do you know I don't remember anything before 7 years old? Nothing. I don't remember nothing. The only thing that I remember is from 8 years old to 13 years old being abused mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever kind of abuse you can think of. Yeah, it happened to me. When my mother went to work at Newman Foods, I have no idea what the name of it is now, that man would abuse me. I never told anyone because your abuser always says, you tell anyone, I'll kill you. Me being an 8-year-old girl, I was like, shoot, I don't want to die. So I'm not going to say anything. want you guys to know I don't blame my mother because she was getting abused just as much as we were. Okay? She was getting abused just as much as us kids were. I remember a time that, remember the plates? There was plates, they had three little dividers. Those three little dividers, they were like you had mashed potatoes or corn or some kind of meat. Yeah. If you didn't eat that shit, you got that shit rubbed right in your face. Sorry for the cussing. Another thing I hate is liver. I hate liver and onions so bad. Do you know how much I hate liver? This man made us eat liver, knowing I hated it. So here I am trying to be this smart little kid. So I chewing it up. He goes and leaves, and I take it, put it in my mouth, put it in my pocket. I'm like, yes, yes, I've accomplished it. No, I was wrong. He came back and said, oh, you've eaten your liver. Here's another slab. So what did I have to do? I had to eat that crap right in front of him. Another thing, when I was growing up, our windows had cranks, the little cranks, so that you could open up your window. I told my mother, I said, Mom, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of being beat. I'm sick of being physically, mentally, emotionally abused by this person. And I'm going to call Child Protective Services. Well, guess what? He heard me. Yeah, he heard me. Came in and he said, oh, so you're going to call Child Protective Services on me? Well, let me give you something to report to them. He beat the crap out of me with a fishing pole rod. I had welts so big on my body. It was horrible. It was horrible for a child to have to live through. Mom, I love you. I just don't understand why. Why did this have to happen to us? Why? I am effed up in my mind, in my spirit, my whole being. I'm screwed up. It's one of the most horriblest feelings that I've ever gone through in my whole life. Being chased. It's one of the most horriblest things that a child could ever go through. And I'm 53. And it feels like it was yesterday. So when I post on my social medias that PTSD and anxiety and depression sucks, well, it really, really sucks. Because having to relive this over and over and over again, it really does suck. So if anybody out there is feeling the same way, please don't hesitate to try to get out of it. I was a child. I had no voice. I had no voice. But you know what? Damn it, I have a voice now. I, Jenny P, have a voice now. Yeah, my abuser, Fred Quigley, is dead now. Do you no, no. Do you know how bad I would love to go to Missouri and shite and piss all over his grave? But what's that going to do for me? Nothing. It's not going to do anything for me. Yeah, it might make me feel good, but it might make me feel good for about this much. But the wondering why. I don't know how the rest of my siblings are feeling from this. But for me, it's pretty screwed up. There's days when I feel good, and there's days when I want to die. I just want to be done with these feelings. And then I look at all these people that have taken their own life. I think about my kids. I think about my husband. I think about all the things that I still have to live for. And I don't do it. I don't take my life. I'm still here. I'm alive. I see I see a therapist every week so that we can talk about whatever it is that I'm feeling. I'm going through a lot of health issues right now, so it's hard for me to talk about different things with her. And so what I do is, the most important thing I do is I talk to God. And I ask God to please be with me and to protect me and watch over me. It was very, very hard for me to forgive this man. But I did. Yes, I still have resentment. Yes, I still have pain, which will probably never go away. It will probably never go away, but I'm trying to survive through it. I'm trying really, really hard. Now, it has been almost 20 minutes since I've been on here talking to you guys about this. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not physical therapy. I'm nothing. I'm Jenny B. That's all I am. That's all I ever will be. But I'm somebody. And I'm letting you know right now, I'm not going to cry about this son of a bitch anymore. Excuse my French. Please forgive me. I'm not going to cry about Fred Quigley anymore. When I was 16, I went on a field trip. I got raped and pregnant when I was 16. I had to go through an abortion. That was the worst thing in my entire life. You know what they did to me? They took a vacuum cleaner and they sucked the baby out of me, and then they made me look at it. It was a little girl. It was the only girl that I'll probably ever, well, it is the only girl that I was going to ever have in my life. Nobody knows that now, or nobody knew that. But yeah, I was very terrified of vacuum cleaners my whole life. I just never showed it. I know how to put on a smile. See? But deep down inside, I'm dying. Douglas Dixon. That's the man that raped me in St. Louis, Missouri, in a hotel when I was 16 years old. Douglas Dixon. I'm not afraid to say his name. Tracy Swan, she's another person. She said that he was the cousin. They had a bathtub full of liquor, and guess what? Yeah. I got lured into the hotel, had a few drinks, got taken advantage of, ended up pregnant, having to go through an abortion, and boom, here I am. I've been on drugs. I've done drugs.
Hey, baby girl.
I've screwed up my whole entire life. I have 3 beautiful, amazing children and a wonderful husband. I'm never going to take my life. Yeah, I was afraid for a while that I would. I had a dream that I would die by suicide. It was horrible. I was scared. But someone told me, have you planned it? Have you written out the steps that you're going to do? And I'm like, oh, no. Why would I do that? No, of course not. But when I start to do that, then you know what? I'm going to worry. Because I don't want to die. I only want to die when God's ready for me to die. Not when Jenny's ready to die, but when God's ready to take me home. I can see my grandmother. I can see my grandfather. I miss my grandmother so much. My grandmother passed away in 2003, and I promised her that I would come and lay flowers on her grave. Do you know that it's 2023 and I still haven't done it? Lazy. You know what? Mom, I love you. I miss you. You're still alive. And I still haven't come to see you. I miss you. I miss my brothers. I miss my sisters. I miss everyone so much. I had to say goodbye to my dad over the phone because he was dying of COVID. That's the hardest thing for anyone to ever do, is to say goodbye to a parent over the phone. I don't want to say goodbye to you over the phone, Mom. I want to look at you in your face and tell you how much I love you. It's taken a lot of time for me to sit down and be able to say any of this to anyone. I've never said any of this to my therapist ever. Please, Mom. Please Please understand. When I say I have PTSD and anxiety and depression, I mean it. I've completely screwed my whole life up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6 years of my life. I don't blame you. I never blamed you. I just wanted to know why. And until the day I die, I'm going to have a voice. I'm going to have a voice for those kids that don't have a voice. So, I'm going to stop crying. And I'm going to tell you guys I love you. And I hope you have a good one. This is Jenny B signing off. Love you guys. Bye.